I want to start by saying we have this debate every single year, but it is really heartening to see the widespread support for this debate and for the petitions. And I want to thank every single member of the public who has signed these petitions, who have shared these petitions, because you are making sure that your voices are heard loud and clear here in Parliament, and that is incredibly impressive and to be welcomed. But as I said, I think we have these debates every single year, and they are incredibly well-meaning, and we hear the same thing time and time again. Isn't this awful? Isn't this horrific? Doesn't it have a horrible impact on all of our constituents' lives? And yet we have not seen action on this for 10 years. We have seen nothing change. And so we know that the problems exist. The licensing laws mean that any registered seller, even if they don't have a specialised fireworks sale licence, can sell fireworks during the festive period. That, to me, seems absolutely the wrong way round. At a time when people are going out of their way to buy fireworks for things like Bonfire Night, for New Year's, for Lunar New Year, all of those times, actually, any unlicensed seller can now sell fireworks. That seems a perverse way of doing things. And if it isn't good enough for the rest of the year, why is it good enough for the year when most fireworks are used? And I have heard today that people have said, fireworks, we have this debate around this time of year because we've had a lot of complaints about firework use in our inbox. But actually, for constituencies like mine in Luton North, this is an all-year-round thing. Fireworks have not just become something for a special event, they've become something that happens day in, day out, not even always when it's dark, which is quite bizarre. I've been out on the doorstep in the middle of the day in the summer, and people have said to me, I've got an issue with fireworks, and fireworks have gone off in the middle of the day. And it is that unpredictable nature which causes a huge problem, which is why we want to see that properly licensed, regulated, organised professional displays are one thing that people can actually plan their lives around, but yet this chaotic, sporadic, very frequent nature and use of very loud fireworks is something very different. And the reason why, and I'll talk about my private member's bill in a minute, but the reason why I think we need to look at licensing is because the existing laws are incredibly difficult to enforce. Just 6 fixed penalty notices have been issued in the last 3 years, just 6, which indicates that there is a serious problem with what we are seeing and how the use of these are enforced. We know the police are overstretched. I'm currently working with Beds Police and Luton Borough Council for a new way of reporting fireworks use. But we need to see things change in terms of solutions. And I am really grateful for all the MPs that have supported my private member's bill, particularly the member for Newport East, Peterborough and Glasgow South West right next to me, because we have to do something different. Because people with PTSD, we know people with young children, we know people that just want to get a good night's sleep are struggling, and incredibly animals. Even last week I was speaking to guide dogs, and the fireworks lobby, very small but very loud, ironically, they tell us, well, you should train your animals better. You can't get better trained than a guide dog, and yet guide dog users were telling me that during fireworks season they cannot take their dogs out because some of them are so frightened. And it's like having a car that doesn't work, is how they described it to me. And particularly children with SEND and parents of non-verbal children, they find that incredibly distressing. So what my bill is asking for is 3 simple things. To end the loophole in licensing for sales, so that we see the same regulations throughout the year, that only licensed sellers should be able to sell fireworks, that we limit the sound of fireworks to general public consumption to 90 decibels. That's the sound of a lawnmower. At the moment, the limit is 120 decibels. That is the sound of a rock concert. And thirdly, we need to make sure that the loudest category of fireworks, the category 2 and 3 fireworks, are not available for public consumption. We have seen the damage that they have caused. We have heard how they are being used as weapons. If there was anything else, we'd be talking about banning them outright. But actually, this bill, and I have learnt from my first time round, this is not my first rodeo with a private member's bill on fireworks. This is my second one. We've also seen a surge in the number of online sales of fireworks, which is a real issue. And my bill covers online as well as high street retailers, because we're seeing them advertised on TikTok, on Facebook. These are not places where we should be going to get something that is so dangerous to potentially the user as well as all the people around them. So I'm really grateful that everybody here seems to be quite supportive of my private member's bill. There's something different from previous debates that we've had around fireworks, and that's we've had a change of government and we have a different minister sat there responding, and I hope that he has a different response for us today. Thank you very much.